Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, I believe I have visuals. You know, just had to go back to this restream because I heard some interesting developments. Still using it with OBS though. But I got like a free, since I used them before, they gave me like a free trial again. So I figure like, hey, free 99, why not? But put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Let me test this out real quick. Okay. What's up, Skulls? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Tony? How you going, brother? And D Johnson. What is up? What is up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, y'all can just give me that quick confirmation. And hey Cody, man, it's I guess that was a typo, brother. But what's up, Cody, man? How you doing, man? All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so basically, with this is kind of going to be a stream or an opportunity where you guys can answer questions, have the ability to join the panel if you want to ask some specific questions, or if you have the device already. But I want this to keep this stream to be, positive. It shouldn't be that long in terms of my presentation, and then I'll open up the panel in case anyone want to come on, give their advice, talk about their workflow in terms of how they're doing it, things of that nature. I'm just going to give you my recommendations and tell you how I will go about it. Now, this is the first podcast that I've done in quite a while. All right. So bear in mind with me and as I get myself together. But how's everybody weekend going? Hope everyone's been enjoying the review process. And then, of course, I want you guys to also do your research and then check out other things other than me. So there's different groups going on, different creators that's giving their input as well. And then just hoping the information is good for you guys. All right. Let's see. We'll give some more shout outs before we get into the discussion. Good. Recently got a PC, my first gaming PC. That is amazing. Congratulations to you. And welcome to the show, MacMan57. Hey, what is up, Huff? Hey, Huff. Hey, appreciate the major shout out that you did on your Formula Z12 Ultra review. Looking forward to the more content, brother. Keep up the good work. Oh, what is going on, Troop? What is going on? It's been a while, man. Haven't been live in a while. Appreciate you coming through, Troop. I think you're one of my mods too. So hopefully on the first stream back, don't have any troll action going on. But we'll get that cleaned up accordingly. All right. So what are the 3 must-have add-ons when we're talking about the Formula Z12 Ultra? Now, if you haven't been living under the rock lately, I have been doing my review process where you're getting a insight and a perspective under my lens, and I'm showcasing different things with the product, doing comparisons, giving you the pros, giving you the cons, giving you some scenario based video so that you can make an educated purchase decision. Now, if you've seen the last video, it was a test validated by myself with my own equipment. All right. So I'm using a Samsung S90C quantum dot second generation panel QD OLED. And my sound system is a 7.2.2 Dolby Atmos setup. Now I'm using a Denon X3800H. I have my Formula device connected directly into the Denon receiver. So everything was on point. There was no miscalculations. Everything that you saw in that video was accurate. It does have audio pass through, and it does have the video that they mentioned on the site. I wasn't able to test Dolby Vision, but hopefully that sparked a lot of interest in you guys. And the reason why I say that is because that video received a lot of likes. I think it receives the most likes out of any of the videos so far that I've done on the product. So I know some of you was watching that and it might have sparked your interest a bit. One thing about me, I pay attention. And the numbers suggested that you're interested in home theater, audio, things like that. So I figure, hey, let me just put together a presentation for those of you that are new. On my channel, I do a little bit of product reviews and tutorials, home theater, gaming, general products, and I just give my perspective. Now, first thing that I will say here is you're going to want to look into a sound solution. Now, some of you may already have 4K television. Heck, some of you are already on 8K, but some of you may be still listening to your television speakers. There's still an audience out there that's want to get a device, plug it directly into their television, get to their content, and then call it a day. Well, with me, I don't do that. I educate my clients to look into various solutions when it comes to video and audio so that we can have something else to talk about at the table. Something that's more interesting, more dynamic, that can give you that experience at the end of the day. All right. So, generally, here, a good place to do your homework is Crushfield. I love Crutchfield. You can give them a call. You can chat with them. If you call them, they're not going to charge you so that you can see, hey, I'm trying to set up this theater. I got this new device, yada, yada, yada. What do you think? Here's my room dimensions. This is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to do a 5.1 budget. I'm trying to do a mid 7.2, or I'm trying to do high end. Where should I go? Crutchfield will actually entertain and talk to you on the phone. There will be a live representative. They do reviews. So I always recommend that if you're starting off in sound, most people are probably not going to have like a crazy budget, right? So I brought up the soundbar category. Just something simple, something that you can think about. All right. Bose is a popular brand. You know, Bose is mentioned a lot on the internet. Okay. And it's popular for a reason. The reason why people get soundbars is because they're simple. It's less chords. It's more clean. If you have a significant other, or some people say the wife acceptance factor, these would probably be it for you. I mean, could you get away with a more flexible setup? Sure. But most people are going to be in the soundbar arena, especially when they're coming from just strictly TV audio. All right. Now, Samsung also makes popular sound bars. Now, this is a 3.1, and then they also give you a subwoofer. So when you have those boom, boom moments, you feel the rumble in the jungle. And then while you're watching your live TV or in your video on demand application, you feel that experience. That's what a external sound solution provides you. Something that and something that TV speakers just can't get down. TV speakers does not have a sense of directionality. The TV speakers, when you get a TV, right? Of course, you're going to hear audio. It's supposed to have audio. It's built in, but there's no sense of direction. You can't separate the center, the left, the right. It doesn't emulate sides, and it definitely doesn't give you no rear action. TVs does come with Dolby Atmos, but you don't hear nothing. You really don't hear the separation. That's why you may want to look into a sound bar when we're talking about the Formula Z12 Ultra, because that's not a crazy expensive device, but you gotta look into your budget overall. Some of you may just want something simple, just so you can get more flexibility out of your library. All right. And you got the Sony Bravia. This is a more higher end soundbar. But Crushfield is an awesome way to think about how you should plan your entertainment area. All right. And I know people are chatting. I'll get to some questions. I'll pause along the way just so I can make sure I get to everybody accordingly. All right. So I'm not ignoring, I'm just giving the presentation. So you have a Yamaha, you have Polk, Sonos. Sonos is another popular soundbar brand. So listen, I started off with soundbars. With me, I started off with it wasn't the Nakamichi. Not Nakamichi is another another crazy brand. Um, and geez, it slipped my mind because I had two of them. One was Atmos, and the other one wasn't. Oh, Vizio. Yeah, Vizio. I started off with Vizio, and simple, real clean. Got the remote. Just real easy. And then your television is going to have something called a HDMI eARC. And so the eARC is going to be the enhanced audio return channel. You will plug one HDMI into that, and then you will plug the other into your external solution, which would be the soundbar in this case. And some of them has the ability for input connection. So you're able to plug in devices directly. And then as long as you have those proper audio codecs, you can ensure that when your device is plugged into them, it's going to successfully play the file as best as it can. All right. And then you have a Marshall brand. So it's all type of stuff. JBL, that's another one. So it's all type of stuff that you can look into. And it's just one of the things that is just awesome because a lot of people, now that I have tested and validated that the device has successful audio pass through, a lot of you are going to be looking at your local media library and you're going to be wondering, okay, well, maybe it is worth upgrading if that's what you want. One device to play your live TV, and then some of you use your applications, rather you stream it, whether you play it back locally, doesn't really matter, but it has the ability to enhance your experience. So let's load some more products. I'm sure there's some more brands that I may want to see. Clips is crazy popular. I have Kef actually, not the sound bar, but you can see what I mean. Sonos, and it's just different ways to be successful. And one thing about it is that they're great for portability. Let's say you have to quickly go somewhere. I don't know, maybe you're renting out an Airbnb or maybe you're moving. I don't know your situation, but last I checked, a sound bar and a subwoofer is easier to travel with versus a bunch of cables, all these speakers, a receiver, speaker stands, or maybe you have in wall. I don't know. You get the gist, right? Uh, it's all about options and solutions. So this is a cool site, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out when it comes to this device. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of break here. I'm going to get into the second add-on. All right, so let's shout out the chat, seeing some people talking. All right, so Skulls mentioned I have that bar pen, the 900 system, 700 sub. Excellent. And hey, and I'm sure that it works for you, because sometimes it's also going to be based off of it can be restrictions of space, the general room layout, personal preference, things like that. And hey, if it works, it works. Let's go here with the Alexa slash Google app. Within that, I need to get satellite speakers installed in the ceiling. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing, okay, interesting idea. And I like the Sonos bar. Looks nice too. Cool. All right. I have to turn on the desk fan just a slight bit. Whole lot of equipment in here, guys. Generate heat. Uh, Tony said, just got my first gaming PC. Oh yeah, yeah, and that's huge. I'm actually going to be starting the gaming content real soon. You know, I dibble and dabble into some things, and I get in, I get out, and do what I do. All right, so let's talk about the second must-have add-on when it comes to the Formula Z12 Ultra. Now, a brand that I stand by, right? And I stand by my brands. I stand by them unless they mess up. Shout out to Home Theater Man and Kaleidoscape. And I use Pixelgen. Now, these aren't cheap. So I'm going to go to, well, I'll go to the short range. Pixelgen, they partner with THX. So basically, you have a short range cables and you have a long range cables. It's not a bunch of like tiers and different. It's not a bunch of tiers. Like one thing that didn't make sense to me when it came to Audio Quest was the different tier system, cinnamon and orange and banana and all this extra stuff. Man, this is just simple, straight to the point, certified, validated by me. I would not be using these cables if they wasn't good. And I paid tariffs on one of these cables. So yeah, it's that serious. Now, 1.6 feet, 40 bucks, 16.4 feet, $185. All right. I think based off of the build quality and what they are providing you. Remember, the Formula Z12 Ultra, they're advertising that as their flagship media player, you know, their version of the best player to date. So if you're going to be hooking that device into your television, you're going to have to be thinking about a premium HDMI cable. I'm not talking about going to 5 and below and looking for a HDMI cable. No. No. I'm talking about a premium cable, not nothing that's cheap. Sorry, but it's a flagship 4K media player. So you're going to have to start thinking about, you know, your other equipment. All right. And this is one of the brands that I recommend. Of course, you can do your own research. If the prices of this may not be aligned with your budget, I will say another brand that I can recommend would be like Fiber. Um, and I did a videos on those before actually. So that can be an alternative unless you can't get a hold of these. But I would strongly recommend these for build quality, longevity, general stability, and they just work, which is amazing. Excellent in my setup. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So I want to go to the long reach. I have these as well in my setup. And I got the 24.9 feet. So essentially 25. And this is $300. This is the one that I paid a tariff for, and it was 300. And then I think the tariff was like two something. It was crazy. But yeah, yeah, totally worth it. And you have to think, some of you may be looking to upgrade, not just from the Z12 Ultra, but perhaps your audio. You know, maybe in the distance future or things like that, you may want to go from a sound bar to something more fleshed out, like a receiver and bed layer speakers and all that. You'll still be able to use these cables. I don't know how far away we're from HDMI 2.2, but they're up to date. I think these are up to HDMI 2.1B, and they support everything. Fantastic for gaming, because generally speaking, that's what you're going to be needing them for, especially when you're doing those high frame rate actions. But any media player that's HDMI 2.1, I'm going to make sure I have my cables just so any features of that player I'll be able to use. And this is a good brand. So this is what I recommend. And hey, um, just look into it, just try it out. Let me see. This is talking about the voice apps. The voice apps and it has gives a lot of different direction to go. It can make your media hub for smart devices. Okay. Skulls is cooking up something. Skulls cooking up something. All right. Skulls always got something going on. He always have a project going on. All right. So that is the second must-have add-on. You got to get yourself some HDMI cables. We're talking about the formula. Remember, they coined this as the ultimate experience. It's on their website. Go look. So get yourself not only a premium device, if you're looking to spend that type of money, if you're going to be spending that type of money, then spend it wisely. Get yourself some cables, right? Go to PixelGen. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting no check from them. Okay. Now, let me make that clear also. Go to Crushfield. Call them. It's free. Because, some people will charge you for certain information. You can call them for free and then you can ask them, hey, I'm thinking about setting something up. They will talk to you and it will enhance your Formula Z12 Ultra experience. Because remember, it's all about the experience. All right. So, what is the third must have add on when it comes to this device? I got Best Buy open. Can you see it? A TV, of course, or projector. I don't have no experience with those, at least not in this environment. Your display. I wouldn't just get any TV. I would be looking at some TVs that are mid range, more on the high end. And the reason why I say that is because you're getting a premium media player. So you should probably get it paired with something. I'm gonna click on. I have experience with LG. I have OLEDs all around the home. I am an OLED fanatic. You can start off with this. It's a bit pricey, but you get what you pay for. And if Huff is still here, he will attest to this. I believe he got those Sony Bravia OLEDs. Oh, yeah, it's the real deal Holyfield. Now, I'm not saying this is the only brand you need to be looking into because obviously there are different brands for different people's needs and for different people's budgets. And another brand that I will also strongly advise you look into would be Hisense. They have changed the game, especially in the past few years, man. Like with their quality, their panels are just getting better. Because I recall a time where they was getting crapped on. So I'm glad they're getting their recognition, and and they're doing their thing. They're innovating. They're doing some things with their stuff. So I like that. TCL's a cool brand. All the brands could work from you. It just has to make sense in my personal opinion. For me, uh, of course, with my expertise, I would recommend that you come closer. Get a OLED. All right. Get something that's organic, perfect blacks, perfect contrast, colors out of this world, preferably quantum dot, and just have the ultimate picture when it comes to your Formula Z12 Ultra. That's just me. You can do differently, but that's just what I recommend you look into. Now, I think this is more up Huff realm. I'm gonna go to the Sony. I don't know. The 65-inch, that Sony Bravia. And what's cool about it, because as we know, if you saw the review process, the Formula Z12 Ultra did not have what? It did not have AI upscaling, but the Z Mini did. If you get a Sony TV, and I think mid to high end, they got that excellent picture processing, and they have a AI upscaler built in. It's the best processor in the industry, and for a reason. You combine this panel with Formula, and what do you have? You have a picture out of this world. Then you call up Crutchfield, get you some information. All right, get you some information, and then you make a decision based off of their free consultation, your own research afterwards, and then your budget. And that will put you in a very nice position because a lot of people are going to be looking into the Formula now. Some people say that the Shield is retired, it's dead. You know, I don't really hear too many people talking about Buzz. Formula is hot right now, and it's hot for a reason. You know, the streets need certain content, and I'm here to feed them. I just want to let you know that since I've tested the audio and validated, now you can put together a package for yourself and your family and have an entertainment hub that can last a lifetime. You just got to put the work in. I did the research already for you. So Sony Bravia is excellent. Excelente. All right, excelente. All right, let's see what's going on here. What would you recommend for someone coming from a Vizio Elevate first soundbar gen is no longer available? Great question. Great question, Huff. Hmm. What would I recommend? I would recommend someone look into something higher fidelity. I would recommend they go to a Nakamichi system, 7.2.4, or even go higher up. Because they have the Vizio Elevate, with the Nakamichi, they'll get a higher end sound bar as the core surround sound experience, and that will definitely complement them well in the future. A lot of people sleep on Nakamichi, but you coming from a Vizio, I recommend that, and then just build from there. I like Sony, Samsung, Hisense, LG. Yep. And I had a Hisense. I got LG OLED, Samsung OLED. So next for me would be Sony OLEDs. So let me see something. 'Cause I almost pulled the. Well, I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna say almost pull the trigger. It's old now, but it is crazy. 77. Let's do something here real quick. So I got the Samsung S90C, you guys know, in December 2023, and I did a review series of that. That's a second generation quantum dot OLED panel. This is also a second gen QD OLED panel. Sony bought this from Samsung. They have to go through Samsung in order to sell, which is what justifies their price. I almost got this. Only reason why was the Samsung was $2,000 cheaper since it came organically from them. They came out with QD OLED, and I wanted to play games, and I knew they played games better. But this plays games good enough, but got the best possible picture quality. And then now they got a fourth generation QD OLED out as well. It's not 77, so It don't bring nothing to my table. But yeah, yeah. I buy myself a new monitor, 27. I like the new ROG ones. Oh yeah, it's plenty of different things to go off. That's for sure. All right, but generally speaking, those would be my must-have add-ons when we're talking about the Formula Z12 Ultra. And I also have some additional sites that you may want to look into in terms of research. There is a site called Accessories for Less where you can go in and you can look into some deals. All right. Now, for those of you that may want to take your research and perhaps go into a different direction, things of that nature, I still wanted to include this in a presentation. Just a great site to find great prices ultimately. And at the end of the day, you want to get the most bang for your buck and you want to build yourself an experience, for you or your loved ones or whatever. I just recommend that everybody do their own research. And definitely, if you're buying premium media players, it just makes sense to just go down the audio route. It just makes sense. The more you think about it, the more times goes on, the more things are streamlined, prices gets better. This is a great site. Add this to your bookmarks. You will not regret it. And during Black Friday time, some of y'all going to be going ham. Some of y'all going to be going ham. Okay. Now, I'm about to drop another banger on you. All right. About to drop another one. HiFiShark.com. Bookmark it. Bookmark it. All right. Search by brand, all type of stuff. All type of stuff. To me, it's next level. I always like to keep some gems in the pocket, in case I gotta make some moves or, add on to the setup or remove things of that nature and then accordingly. So this all adds to the discussion at the end of the day. Now we know that Formula is mainly known for their IPTV app, My TV Online 3. Now, because of the recent additions that they made to the media player, advertising Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, and then the best decoding technology, that's another reason why this stream is happening right now because it's more than My TV Online 3. And quite frankly, My TV Online 3 needs a update. So we have to find some other things to talk about. And because Formula brought something new in terms of their table, I'm going to give them props and thumbs up. And look, that's good. So just think about the additions if you're planning on upgrading or if you're planning on purchasing, just think about what you can do. And these are some websites you can use that they're gems. Crushfield is major. I like Crushfield a lot. And justaudiohifi.com. All right, bookmark. All right. So listen, we know a lot of you are going to be, some of you are probably on the fence. Dang, should I get the Z12 Ultra? Is it worth it? Is it? Do you want to get the equipment? Do you just plan on sticking inside of a live TV app? I don't know. Some people want an all-in-one device to where they watch their VOD, they live, they may want to do some music play, things like that. And just like other devices, Formula provides that opportunity for you as well. It's different this time around. It's different. So add these sites to your bookmarks, get some equipment, add them to your toolkit. And of course, what's being presented on these extra sites are outside of sound bars. So these are cam bridges. They got Kef on here. That's my brand. I'm sticking with them. And they got all different like speaker cables, all type of stuff. It's just good to just do research, and I just like to present it. All right. Let's see. That's what I thought about buying pen. Oh, hey, oh, you're referring to the Asus monitor. Okay. Check that monitor out on it. The Asus OLED. Yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen that before myself, actually. Let me do something real quick. Just copy this over. Show off this formula. Um, I'll do this. Just drag that over like that. All right, so this is a Z12 Ultra. So one of the things that they highlight is the Dolby Vision, the Dolby Atmos. And I gotta admit, like they surprised me. All right. They surprised me with their pass through, their video capabilities. Now, in terms of it being the best media viewing client, you know, but let's focus on the positives, right? What they're marketing generally on their website, they stay true to, and that's what I respected. That's what I respected. So you see it here. Some of you are going to be on the fence, maybe, maybe not, but start thinking about what you're going to be hooking up externally and connecting in combination with this flagship device. And ultimately, that's what's going to make it the most sense for you. I can't make the decision for you. I can only give you some ideas at the end of the day. All right. Copy that in the chat and I'll paste that. Those of you that's new, check it out. All right. So now, and we're actually right on time. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to put the link in the chat. And if anybody want to pop in, maybe you had some experience with Formula. Perhaps you're thinking about the Z12 Ultra. I can clear anything up for you. If you have any additional questions, you can hop on the panel or you can ask them in the chat. Or if you just want to add on to the discussion, if you got any plans, things of that nature, just let me know. And generally speaking, when it comes to these new devices, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses or get everything new that comes out. I was just curious because I had experience with them prior and I wanted to see what was the change, what was the update, what does it do, what did they add. So these questions can only be really answered if you test the device. And then not only I tested it, I showcased it the best of my ability on YouTube with the restrictions that we have due to the terms of services, as you guys know. And generally speaking, what you see is what you get. All right, let's see. I got CPL devices of the Buzz. Okay, yeah. And I guess Buzz would be a direct competitor, things like that. They got the Power Station 6, and that's like what $500, something like that. I mean, I didn't pay it; I got it for free, but still. But yeah, I think with their pricing, due to their decoding technology and what they added, uh, the price they're trying to recoup. It's two things here, right? They're trying to recoup some of the money that they spent on those licenses, and then also to support their existing My TV Online 3 application. I just think that they should have put some more work into that app and then worry about the other stuff later. But from where it stands now, it's a good and a bad thing. All right, it's a good and a bad thing. So listen, if there's not going to be any additional questions, I'm going to give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to bounce, get into a movie or a game, and then just call it a night. Told y'all this wouldn't be long. And I do have 2 more devices that's coming. Companies have reached out to me, and they're going to be sending them in for the channel. So there's going to be more content coming along. A Yamaha 5 disc CD changer. Now that's something. Hmm. And let me say this also with the formula. Now, and I guess this can be like a closing statement, things like that. Uh, so a good thing, right? Now talking about video and audio, just something that's pretty cool. With the devices, you have the ability to connect them to a network attached storage. And let's just say you have a family or you're living with some folks, you can DVR some things, right? Formula gives you the ability to record. With the network attached storage, and if you have those formula like ecosystem, everybody can access those recordings. And I can see why people would have this in their home. It's different reasons at the end of the day. It depends on how your home is set up. Some people is really into the recording aspect, and they're into like that live TV, just simple, simplistic, and then they can record some stuff. Maybe they're going to be away. You do have the ability to schedule recordings inside the My TV Online 3 application. And paired with a network attached storage, it just brings another dimension to the game. So that's a positive. Once again, it depends on what you got going on in your household, though, at the end of the day. Let's see. Thanks for another great show. Great info. My daughters are crying low. Catch you later, fam. Peace out, Huff. No problem, man. Don't NB do that or Plex? What you're talking about? What having it connect? You're talking about what specifically? Skulls. What specifically with NB and Plex? Yeah, because it's like two. Because I'm talking about my TV online 3, how you can schedule the recordings and then you can access them throughout your throughout your house. It's a different way of going about it. Like I said, it may be for some people, it may not be for some people. It just depends on what they want to do. Oh, recording. I mean, if you're talking about like if someone has a local setup and they're using like Plex or Envy, they can have recordings that they did themselves, and then they can put it on their Plex or Envy, and then they can access it throughout their home. I mean, that's a different way. Whatever way is easier. That's a different way. I mean, that's a different way of going about it. But yeah, because if you have, let's just say you don't have Formula devices, you just have tablets, cell phones, laptops, TVs, things like that. Yeah, Plex and Envy can do the same because all my TV Online 3 is doing is giving you content. Live TV is what people these days, the news, sports, pay-per-views, right? And then you have just your regular channels, movies and TV shows. So yes, they can do the same, but it's just a different way of going about it. That's all it is at the end of the day. Let's see. And like Tableau records too. You can do IPTV and Plex for MB. Yeah, I know for sure that MB has direct integration for that stuff. Um, hmm. I know Plex has like their own live TV going on, but I didn't know that you can. I have to look into that. I thought they had removed that. That's why I said that. But okay. And Jellyfin. Yeah, I haven't used that in a while. So just more outreach. Yeah. See, and for those of y'all that don't know, Skulls is like really into the DIY thing and things of that nature. So there may be some things that he knows for sure that I don't, because I'm not really in that space no more. Quite honest, I'm more of a cloud guy. And yeah, it works for me. Hey, my cloud hasn't been down. But yeah, we'll wrap it up. Any last minute questions? I'm going to end the show. Hopefully, you guys that are new to the channel, just want to keep it positive, and then hopefully, I introduce some just new concepts or ideas to you. You know, when it came to enjoying your media players, especially the Formula. And if you do decide to get the Z12 Ultra, just don't connect it to a TV or a monitor and call it a day. Expand upon it, add to it, you know, plan, do some things. And with the sites and tools that I showed, it's only going to enhance your experience. All right. And that's generally it. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show. See, we got 15 people in here. I appreciate that. Appreciate the people that tuned in to the stream, commented, the replay people, the bushwashers, whatever. I appreciate everybody. And I'm definitely going to be bringing back the podcast and live stream. So don't worry. You just won't be getting videos from me. You're going to be seeing me live, live, live. All right. So peace out. I am Penn, your fellow tech enthusiast, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, rest of your evening and your night. And stay tuned. We got some more products coming to the channel. And we just gonna teach the people over here. Gonna keep it positive. All right. And we're just gonna show you different ways to go on about your business. And that's it. Till next time. Oh, I see Mr. Biz came in. Hey, peace, brother. Thank you for stopping by. And peace out. Take care, everybody.